everyone, and welcome back to Casual Climbers, the podcast by and for beginning hikers. I'm your host, Donna Patrick, and alongside me is my husband and adventure buddy, Roy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So in this podcast, we provide you with tips, tricks, and reviews of some of the many hiking trails in the Blue Ridge and the Greater Appalachian Mountains region area. Now, we may be unfit hikers.
We're absolutely unfit hikers.
But we do love the outdoors, and we want to share our experiences with you. In today's full episode, we are back in South Carolina and discuss a short waterfall hike in Ellicott Rock Wilderness, Spoonauger Falls Trail. Mm-hmm. We also have a fun fact about Hillbilly Day there in Mountain Rest, South Carolina, and a review of a set of ice cleat crampons to help keep your footing on those icy winter trails, and we needed it today.
Yep.
What do you say, Donna? Ready to get started?
Let's go. Here's Spoonauger Falls Trail by the numbers. The distance is 0.9 miles there and back. The time it took us is 1 hour and 3 minutes, and 42 minutes of that was moving time. And we'll discuss why we had so many.
A little slower going than all trails would say, but we had very good reason.
Yes. The lowest point was 2,030 feet, and the highest point was 2,190 feet. So that's 160-foot elevation change. The friendliness pets are allowed. We saw dog footprints in the snow today.
We saw dog footprints and a ton of deer footprints.
Yes, I loved that.
Yeah.
So pets are allowed. It's not mobility friendly.
Nope, not in any way.
No.
I mean, especially with the snow, but even without the snow.
I can't imagine.
No.
Yeah.
So let's talk about first how to get there. So to get there, search for Chattooga River Trail Trailhead in your map app, and that's going to be in Mountain Rest, South Carolina. Now, there's a very undefined parking area there at the trailhead. It was more undefined in the snow today.
For sure, yeah.
But there's probably enough room for maybe 10 cars if everybody is particularly generous in their parking.
I was a little bit confused because there are signs that say no parking between here and here, but...
And then there was this one area past the sign at the trailhead. I mean... We were there by ourselves until we were getting in the car on the way back.
Yes.
And one person pulled up.
Yes. Thankfully, it's a snow day. It's January 12th. It was beautiful and snowy, but sometimes that keeps people in their houses with their nice warm cup of coffee or hot chocolate or whatever. And we get out there and we hike.
Yeah. And so I will tell you this, listeners. The road going up to the trailhead is not paved. It is, when there's no snow, it's gravel and dirt. And today there was snow and then, of course, packed snow, which becomes ice. So be very careful driving up. If you have, a car that may not have tires built for terrain, just be aware that this might not be the best time to go for you.
Or this might not be the trail for you.
Might not be the trail, yeah.
There was a car that was parked at the bottom where... I don't know if somebody had hiked up from where you turn off of the paved road onto the dirt road.
That's a 2-mile up the mountain walk. I can't imagine anybody doing that, especially since it was icy, that road.
Yeah.
So
I didn't see anybody. I just saw a car.
I saw a car. Yeah. It could have been just broken down or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. It is a bit of off-roading to get up to the trailhead. And so we've mentioned it a few times, but we had a big winter storm that came through, as I'm sure most of you listeners are aware, blew through the entire South, and there was snow everywhere on this trail, and it was a magical winter wonderland.
It was a magical winter wonderland. In between worrying about slipping and falling, it was magical.
There was surprisingly little ice.
Yeah.
There was only a couple spots because this trail crosses 3 streams.
Mm-hmm.
And at each one, there was ice on the rocks. The streams are very small, though.
2 of them are.
One of them, you have to take 3 or 4 steps on rocks, or if you want to get in the water. But that one that you did, that one that's wider than the others, was probably a foot deep in the middle. So I
considered it though, because some of those rocks were wobbly and there was like a little mini waterfall, it's a babbling brook.
Yeah.
And
so, and there was icy and you can't always see the ice.
Yes.
So we made it through without incident though.
Yeah. I mean, what's a trail without a little bit of, challenge or something to make you a little nervous,
Right. This trail, I loved it. I absolutely loved it because it goes right along for most of it. It goes right along the Chattooga River.
Yeah.
And so you're going to look on our Instagram page for this episode. Please be sure to do that because Don and I both got some pretty amazing photos.
Yeah, that's why out of the 1 hour and 3 minutes that it took us, 42 minutes was moving time. The rest of it was taking picture time.
And we took a ton.
Yeah.
We took
both of us.
It was so beautiful.
And that was taking our gloves off to take pictures in cold weather.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was 30 degrees.
Yeah.
When we got there. And that was 30 degrees for Mountain Rest. That's the city that's down below this hike. So it was probably 26.
Oh, yeah.
Up on top of the mountain there.
For sure.
So it was cold.
Yeah.
It was definitely cold. But I had my heated gloves that we talked about a couple episodes ago, and they're still working beautifully.
I love my heated gloves.
And we were bundled up. We were fine. But yeah, we definitely had to make sure that we took our footing because, so for those of you who have never hiked in snow, unless it's in a dry place like out in Colorado, like you're aware of, Donna.
Yeah.
Unless it's in a dry place like that, as soon as the top layer of snow starts to melt, it becomes a thin ice layer on top.
Yeah, you crunch.
That you crunch.
Yeah.
Right? It's not something, it's not something like you're going to ice skate on. You're not going to slip on it, but it is a thin, hardened layer of snow. So we were crunching our way the whole hike.
Yeah.
So when you do winter hikes, it's important to step pretty high and try not to shuffle your feet too much because that's when you'll hit the roots in the rocks.
Yeah, but I kind of shuffling my feet is like a security blanket for me. I kind of want to kick the root in the rock. I want to kind of see where I get what you're saying. Pick up your feet and then put them down.
Down.
Yeah. I don't know. And mostly I did what you're talking about. One time I was shuffling and I did kick a rock because that's the thing about snow on a trail is you can't see the rocks.
Can't see what's below it. It all looks flat, and there could be a 6-inch hole or a root literally right below the snow layer.
The thing that made me the most nervous was when you get close to the waterfall, because there's a waterfall at the end of this trail.
Mm-hmm.
The trail got very narrow in some spots, and not being able to see below the snow, you don't know how much ground.
Very narrow, and on one side there was a steep fall.
Yeah, and on the other side it was going up, so you didn't have a lot of choices. No. It was kind of walk single file, put one foot in front of the other, and maybe a little bit of prayer. But it was beautiful.
It was gorgeous. And so the payoff to this as if the rushing Chattooga River running alongside you for most of this trail is not enough, which in my opinion it would be.
Yeah.
There's a 50-foot cascading waterfall at the pinnacle of this trail called Spoonauger Falls, Spoonauger, Spoonauger Falls. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. And we had this trail and the waterfall to ourselves the whole time because it was so cold. And I filled up
your water bladder.
My water bladder and put on I don't think I would have needed the microbial filter that I have on it just because it's so cold. I don't think bacteria is living in it. And the water was like 32 degrees or lower. And it was so good on the way back. It was wonderful. I absolutely love this hike.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was gorgeous.
I did too. Just there's something really, really magical about South Carolina doesn't get snow very often. This was Winter Storm Cora, I believe.
Did it have a name?
Yeah, it had a name. I believe it was Cora that came through. And yeah, Greenville, we got snow in our yard in North Greenville. It was just, this is the first time we've lived here this is our second winter here. Did not snow at all last winter.
No, apparently the last time it snowed here in Greenville was 2022, January 2022.
Yeah.
So when we moved up here from Florida, I was hoping that we'd get it every single year.
And at least some days. Yeah.
It just doesn't. But we did, and we have a hill in our backyard. And so Don and I went out there and sledded in 1/2 inch snow layer.
I will say we learned that it's easier to sled the next day after a winter storm here because then it's ice instead of snow, and it's easier to just slide right down on ice.
We sledded on the second day.
Yeah.
Snow/ice for a good hour.
Mm-hmm. I almost crashed into our fence because I just
our backyard's fenced in. It's a big backyard, and it was so much fun just sledding from the top of the hill down. I went on my belly, I went on my butt. It was a blast. So I love the winter. Donna and I both love the winter.
Yes.
Very
so
much.
All of that to say, I was acutely aware of how slippery ice was when we went on this trail the next day.
And you and I both wore differing types of ice cleats.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk about the ones you wore in the review later on.
Mm-hmm.
And your footing seemed very sure today.
Yeah. I don't know if they helped or if I needed them, but I was glad that I had them. Even I believe in security blankets and being over-prepared rather than under-prepared. But, I mean, maybe
I felt like there were spots that mine helped.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I felt that there was, especially on the rocks crossing the stream, I felt that they did actually perform a function.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're needed, but again, Donna's saying it's a security blanket, but honestly, it's just good gear to have. They're small, they fold up, and you can put them in your bag, and they have next to no weight.
Now, I was wearing my winter boots that my Colorado sister Lene recommended that I get. They are actually snow boots, and so they have good traction. But and she has these same exact boots out in Colorado, but she wears Yak tracks on them when she hikes in the snow. So it's just smart to have something.
There's no harm done, right?
Yeah.
It can only help you. So if you do plan on doing winter hikes where there's snow or ice, take this as our pro tip. Definitely wear something like that. At the very least, have them in your bag so that if you get there and you're like, oh, this is kind of slippery, let me just slap them on real quick. Because they go right on over your existing boots or shoes, and they'll stay. Make sure you get the right size. They have to be a very tight fit.
Yeah.
Or else as you move, they'll slide around or come off. So would you recommend this trail?
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be looking at the pictures all afternoon.
I know you're going to have to choose just a handful for Instagram unless we're going to do a bunch of different posts.
Maybe we should do a bunch of different posts.
What would you rate this as?
Oh,
difficulty.
It was not difficult. I mean, there was that.
The climb going up to the waterfall is the hardest part.
160-foot elevation change
is all right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
But maybe the fact that I kept taking 2 steps and then, I need to take another picture, and then taking 2 steps. I need to take maybe the fact that I took it so slow. I never really got too badly,
Right. I would classify this as a break a sweat only because of the climb going up to the waterfall. Because it is a fairly steep incline. There's a 20-degree grade in some spots.
Yeah.
But honestly, the vast majority of this trail is a piece of cake.
And then I broke a sweat too when I was worried about slipping and falling. But
yeah. So guys, please, if you're in the area, it's funny because the Chattooga River separates South Carolina from Georgia. So as we're walking, if you look across the Chattooga River, you're looking at Georgia. So we were right there.
So we were really super close to, so Georgia was one way and then North Carolina was how far?
Not far.
Yeah.
It's right there in that little triangle.
Yeah. South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina. Where was Tennessee in
Just
this?
on the other side of North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
they're all probably within 10 miles, 15 miles of each other. Yeah.
An interesting place. This is easily my favorite part of South Carolina, of the entire state, is that area up there that has
the very tip of South Carolina, the very northwest tip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You agree?
I do. It's
because the
so
mountains
cool.
are right there. You're in the mountains.
Yeah. So definitely check it out. Spoonauger Falls Trail in Ellicott Rock Wilderness near Mountain Rest, South Carolina. Donna and I both agree. Absolutely check it out. And if you get snow, it makes it even better.
Yeah. So today's fun fact is taken from the Oconee History Museum upstate today and Mountain Rest Community Club. The fun fact is all about Hillbilly Day.
Hillbilly Day.
Hillbilly Day. So, Hillbilly Day is a reflection and celebration of the character and culture of the Mountain Rest community, the community that was really near where we just hiked.
Yeah, the place technically has a Mountain Rest address. Yep.
Mm-hmm. A community, it's long characterized by a unique blend of Appalachian independence and Southern hospitality. So historically, Mountain Rest, which has less than 2,000 residents, was known for being a way station for tourists en route to the mountains of Georgia and North Carolina.
2,000 residents surprises me because we saw almost nothing on the way into Mountain Rest.
Yeah.
We saw, a scattering of houses. There's no stores. There's no restaurant.
I was going to ask you that. Was there a gas station?
Probably somewhere.
I
don't think we passed one.
I feel like there was a house that had chickens and they sold eggs.
Yeah, probably. Probably. But, to be 100% honest, that is 1,000% my type of community.
That's your speed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they were nestled in the mountains and it's just gorgeous there.
Yeah. So in the early days, these travelers would journey by stagecoach, and many would stay overnight at the Russell House, which served as an inn from the 1860s to the 1950s. Did you see the Russell House? Is it like...
Not along the path that we took, no.
Okay. During the Great Depression of the 1930s, the Civilian Conservation Corps, CCC, they built the Walhalla State Fish Hatchery and Oconee State Park.
We did pass the fish hatchery.
Yeah.
Right before we turned off to go up to the trail.
And we've been to Oconee State Park.
Many times.
Yes. Yep. So that brought recreation and jobs and new opportunities to Mountain Rest. So I think that's very cool.
It is cool.
Traditionally, residents of Mountain Rest were self-sufficient, fiercely independent, and intensely loyal to their community.
I can see why.
Yeah, I'd want to protect something that beautiful.
Absolutely.
Anyway, Hillbilly Day began between 1959 and 1961 to celebrate the 4th of July and to showcase local talent in the areas of fiddling, square dancing, buck dancing, and political oration.
Okay. What is buck dancing?
You know what? I don't know.
You didn't look at I'm going to look it up while you talk.
Okay.
I need to find out what.
Yeah.
Are they dancing with a deer? I need to know that.
A buck is a male deer, right?
No.
So horns and all?
I can't imagine it's a willing participant.
It has to be. It has to be. The first gathering included music played in the back of a pickup and a greased pole competition for the young, with money at the top as the prize.
Okay, so buck dancing is kind of like clogging.
Oh, okay. Good.
So,
yes,
the Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia?
Yes.
That guy, he was a buck dancer.
I absolutely know about clogging because, my parents are from Tennessee.
That's right.
Yeah.
Tennessee girl. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so it's been an annual event that draws at least 5,000 people to the small community of Mountain Rest on the 4th of July. So it's a residency of 2,000 people, and it brings 5,000 people. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. There's homemade food and bluegrass music, and they have demonstrations.
I love bluegrass music.
I know.
It's funny because I don't care for country music.
Yeah.
But I will listen to bluegrass all day long.
What's the difference? There's a difference. There's a difference in the feel.
There's a difference in the feel. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to really kind of think about that.
Our son Carter, who is a professional music teacher, I'm sure he could tell me the difference.
Yeah.
In words I wouldn't understand. Tonality and chord progression, all that stuff.
So there's also demonstrations and competitions for sheep shearers, yodelers, and cloggers. Whoever has a talent is invited to come on stage, youngins and old timers.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I kind of wish I didn't look up buck dancing because I wanted it to be with a deer.
Well,
because they do dog dances, right? Where
okay,
crazy people dance with their dogs.
Hold that thought.
All right.
Because we're going to talk about something with a pig later on. Hang on. The crowd.
That is an ominous segue.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, you gotta wait for it. The crowd cheers for the most authentic hillbilly costume, and some of them have been the same outfit worn by the same person for the last 50 years. I'm going to trust that they do wash, dry, fold, put away.
How do you have clothes that last 50 years, even if you take the greatest of care with them?
Well, maybe you only bring it out on Hillbilly Day.
Yeah.
But also 50 years and you're the same size. Kudos.
Yeah.
Kudos to you for that. Unless you're,
Unless it's a really big size. And then you might want to get your heart checked.
No, then you're not making it 50 years, I don't
That's
think.
fair. That's fair.
All right. So children have to run around barefooted and rolled in the sand to prepare to pile on top of each other to climb the greased pole where money has been pinned to the top.
That's crazy. They have a greased pole competition.
A greased pole. And that these children are ingenuitive enough to know that with a greased pole, you roll around in the sand to absorb the grease to get to the top of the pole.
How filthy are they after this?
Oh my gosh. You don't even...
You hose them off in the front yard, right? You don't let them in the house.
I think you hose them off before they get in the vehicle to go home.
Oh yeah, or throw them in the back of the pickup truck, which is unsafe and should not be done.
No. This is at Oconee State Park. There's a swimming hole there. You just throw them in the swimming hole.
Yeah. July 4th, it's nice and
yeah. Bring a towel, bring a change of clothes.
Yep. There you go. Bring some, industrial grade degreaser.
I don't know what kind of grease it is, but
it's got to be lard, I would think. Right? It's got to be something edible.
Yes, it has to be, because
they
if
wouldn't
you're
put petroleum jelly on.
No, I wouldn't think so, because especially if you're gonna throw them in the swimming hole, you don't want all that getting in the water.
I wouldn't think so. Yeah, I wouldn't think you'd want any oil getting, even if it's Crisco. But yeah.
Okay, we're overthinking this now.
We are overthinking it.
Anyway, it's a team effort, and the child on the bottom of the pile has to have strong shoulders. So all the children kind of have to.
So they pyramid themselves, they human ladder themselves up.
Exactly. But if I'm the parent of I'm going to guess smaller children that are midway up or all the way up, I don't know how tall this pole is, but I would have some safety concerns.
I'd have a lot of safety concerns.
It's a greasy pole. You're up high.
You're grabbing the greasy pole, which means your hands are greasy.
Exactly. And you're trusting children to
not fall and break their necks. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I got to see this competition.
I'm way.
We're gonna go this July 4th.
Exactly, but I may need a sedative.
Okay.
So there's tug of war, there's tossing games, there's chicken coops and goat pens, and roosters and rabbits. There's soap making. There's pottery throwing. I don't know what
throw pottery.
I don't know.
Unless you're talking like a discus, like you're
maybe
throwing a saucer or something like that.
Yeah, like what is it that rich people sometimes do, that shooting?
Oh, clay shooting?
Yeah. What's it called? I forget what that's called. Skeet shooting?
Yeah, clay targets or skeets. Yeah.
Okay. Face painting, fabric crafts, hillbilly t-shirts, corncob pipes, you name it, it's there. Even a blacksmith and woodcarvers. I get excited about blacksmith and woodcarver demonstrations, the real.
I love watching blacksmiths work.
And the woodcarvers, I mean, that would just, it's almost like I could just watch it and go almost meditate.
Yeah.
Seeing that craft.
I want to learn how to be a blacksmith.
Do you?
I do, yeah. I do.
I don't know if you want to learn to be a blacksmith on July 4th in the heat. They work with hot stuff.
There in Pickens, there's that place where you can sign up to take blacksmithing classes.
Yes. Is that Haygood Mills?
That's exactly right. Yep.
Okay.
Haygood Mills historical site.
Yeah.
There's a professional blacksmith.
We did see one there.
Hosts,
and you can sign up to be an apprentice.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
So you basically do it for a day, right? But you can sign up as many times as you want to. I think it does have a fee, but that fee just covers the materials that you're using.
I think so, yeah. And I think that you can, there's tiers of skill that you get to, and you can make this and then
I think you start out with nails first.
Yes.
You just make a nail.
And then maybe you can make a spoon, and then you can make a candlestick.
Candlestick, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love watching them work, though. You're right. It's meditative. You just sit there, watch them smelt the metal, and then hammer it out, and then smelt it and hammer it. It's great. Yeah, it's great. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Got up.
So there's grills and there's smokers.
Oh, can you imagine the food there?
There's chicken and barbecue. There's homemade cakes and pies and ice cream. And I wonder if that ice cream is the kind of ice cream that my grandmother would make with the ice, with the salt around the outside of the bin.
Yeah. We used to do the same thing.
Cream.
My mom used to have a rock salt ice cream maker, and it was so good.
So good.
She put fresh strawberries in it.
Yeah. Real stuff.
I don't know, but we're definitely going.
Yeah.
If for no other reason than I want a Hillbilly t-shirt.
Yeah. How cool would it be to have a Hillbilly t-shirt with Sasquatch with Bigfoot on it or something?
If they don't have one, it'll be a crime against humanity. So either way, I'm going to get one, no matter what it is, and some of that barbecue.
Yeah. So watch out, though, because when the greased pig is let loose, it will run under your feet, followed by dozens of fast children racing to catch it, knocking over everything in their path.
Wait a minute. They just let a greased pig go in the audience?
That's what it sounds like, but I don't know if it's an audience, more like, because, okay.
I would think it'd be in like a fenced-in area.
I would think so, too.
But they're just letting a greased pig go and having these kids run people down?
I don't know.
I hope not.
Yeah, because...
That's crazy.
It is.
I mean, a greased pig is crazy anyway.
Right. Yes.
I think we need to talk about their fascination with grease, though. Right?
Do we? I don't know.
Greased poles, greased pigs. What's going on here?
You know what? I think that maybe this was what they had to entertain themselves, and they just went with it.
Okay. I mean, I'm not knocking it. I'd sit there and watch a bunch of kids try to catch a pig. I'm not above that.
I'm gonna go ahead and assume that the pig had dry skin issues and wanted the grease on him, and he's just playing along, and he's a willing participant.
Is that what you're going with?
That's what I'm going with. Yes.
I'm not going to burst your bubble.
Okay, don't.
Nope, not going to do it.
Okay. Lifelong Walhalla resident Randy McCoy describes Hillbilly Day and the Mountain Rest Boys. This is what he said. As a kid, it was the highlight of the summer, especially the greased pig contest. I remember one year in particular when I was in about the 4th grade. I was a lean little Walhalla boy.
Walhalla is very close. It's not very far.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 miles.
Yeah. Well, they released that pig and I ran hard and was way out ahead of the rest. So he's a fast little boy.
Yep.
I got to the pig first, grabbed him, and got him pinned to the ground. It was the greatest moment, but it was short-lived. All those Mountain Rest boys jumped on me and my pig. It was a big pile-up, and I was on the bottom with the pig. I hurt all over, and then somehow, now listen to this name, Biscuit Wilbanks.
I need that name.
Biscuit Wilbanks.
I want to be called Biscuit from now on.
Biscuit Wilbanks came out of the pile with the pig. You want me to call you Biscuit?
How awesome of a nickname is Biscuit?
Biscuit Patrick?
It doesn't work.
No, it
doesn't work like Biscuit Wilbanks does.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out later.
I wonder if this kid just really loved biscuits. I mean, or maybe his mom just made the best biscuits in the world. I don't know. I don't know.
You're trying to find a backstory?
I am.
You know what? It could be his legal name.
Biscuit Wilbanks. We need to get to the bottom of this. Okay.
But okay, we're talking about how great the nickname is, but this little kid stole Randy McCoy's greased pig right out from under him. That's not nice.
It was a pileup, right? I mean, like when there's a pileup in a football game and somebody comes out with the football, that's kind of how I picture this, except that it was a greasy pig.
I guess, but this dude had it.
Randy McCoy had it?
McCoy had it.
Listen, when Randy McCoy was on the bottom of that pile with a greasy pig, I'm sure Randy McCoy stopped thinking about catching a pig and started thinking about not wanting to be on the bottom of that pile.
I'm sure. I've gone 180. I'm anti-Biscuit Wilbanks now.
No, don't be.
Yep. Nope.
Somebody had to win. And honestly,
it was clearly Randy McCoy. I'm pro Randy, anti-Biscuit.
Okay. All right. I don't know how you can be anti-Biscuit. Biscuit is such a cute name. All right. So Randy says, I didn't stand a chance. Those Wilbanks boys were tough, I'm telling you, and they sure liked their pig.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I wonder if
this
Randy...
guy, I don't know how old he is
when
he told this story, but the fact that they say lifelong Walhalla residents means he's probably up there.
Yeah.
Right? So he remembers this incident of a greased pig decades later.
And he remembers Biscuit Wilbanks and the Wilbanks
Biscuit
boys.
Wilbanks.
Okay. You know what? I kind of want Randy and Biscuit to have been friends after this, you know, like later on just kind of like have a beer together and laugh about it or something.
Eat pulled pork.
Okay. You just made it sad. For more information on how to attend or how to host a booth, go to mountainrestcommunityclub.com.
You know what, Donna? I was actually seriously thinking about doing a booth this year. It's only $50.
Yeah.
To host a booth. And we could host a Casual Climbers podcast booth.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we could.
And watch the greased pig run around to terrorize the people in attendance.
Yeah. They're wanting vendors. Booths cost $50 to rent if reserved before June 4th. After June 4th, the fee goes up to $60. And they're asking that their vendors sell handmade goods. So they're interested in artisans who might like to demonstrate their craft. For example, soap making, pottery, woodworking, candle making, etc. So we'll have to learn how to make something if we're going to do a booth. I don't know. I could braid hair.
Why?
I could braid hair.
You could braid hair. I mean, we could just pass out
cards.
Pass out cards. Maybe we'll get some casual climbers
stuff.
Yeah, just some branded stuff like pens or something.
I think they want handmade goods because they want it to be kind of the authentic feel of
I get it.
Hillbilly Day.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, we can make handmade Christmas ornaments and just give them out.
Something.
Casual climbers on it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not looking to sell anything there. I just want to.
You just want to be there.
Yeah.
Just
And support them because I'm sure they.
Yeah. Also, I do want to say, there's free parking and free admission. They do maybe they'll ask for like a donation or something, but it's free parking and free admission. If you're into quilts, the event also features a quilt raffle, which is a popular attraction. And
they have bluegrass music there. They have all kinds of stuff going on throughout the day. I'm sure probably the best food.
Yes, and if you want to sit down, bring a chair. Bring your own chair because I mean, like if you're going to be there all day, just bring a folding chair.
Maybe an umbrella.
Yeah.
Sit off you. Sure.
Sunscreen. I don't know.
Yeah, July 4th, it's going to be hot.
Bug repellent.
Definitely going to bring our thermocells.
Thermocells. Yes, 100%. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I love Hillbilly Day. We're going to go.
Yeah.
I want to go to Hillbilly Day.
I do too.
So today's product review are the Easy to Live, so that's EZ2LIVE ice cleats that you can get on Amazon. And this is what Donna wore on this hike.
Yes. I really loved how, first of all, the first thing I loved about them was that they were $9.99.
They're $10 on Amazon. And when they arrived, I was surprised at how good of a quality it really was.
Yes. And I have some, what do they call it? Yak tracks that I got in Colorado that I like and they work, but I kind of wanted more cleats than the coils. For the ice out here is because
wetter.
Because of the humidity and we had a winter storm with a lot of moisture. I don't know. I just felt more secure with cleats rather than the coils.
I would think so too. I've seen your Yak Trax coils.
And they're nice. They're good.
I'm sure they are. I couldn't stand wearing them because you're walking on those coils, right?
Well,
As opposed to the cleats where they go in when they need to go in. And so let me just tell everybody this. There are 10 stainless steel studs on each cleat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good bit of coverage. Most of them, 6 of them are on the ball of your foot and 4 of them are on the heel. So you get cleat coverage throughout your whole step.
Yes. Now, I will say this. I may go back and buy the next smaller size. I bought the large size and I wear a size 10.5 to 11 size shoe. I have big feet for a woman.
That's not big.
It's big.
No, it's not.
It's big. You can't get a bigger shoe than a size 11 women's shoe. You can't, they don't sell, I mean, they sell them in very exclusive places.
Okay.
But I think that by itself, if you're on either end of the spectrum, if you're a size 5 or size 11, if you can't go below or above a number,
right,
you can say that you have smaller big feet, I think.
Okay.
But, I mean, I'm not saying this is a bad thing. It's just,
no.
It's just a thing. But anyway, oh my God, I went down.
We got
clearly.
I don't know if we have any feet people listening to our podcast, but there you go. That one's for you.
I clearly have some feelings that I need to talk to my therapist about my feet.
We'll work on that. Yeah, but the ones you got, they feel tight when you put them on.
Right. And they're very easy to put on.
Yeah. And but when you started moving around, they started being loose. So you think of a smaller one.
Yeah, something that's, I guess these things need to be a little bit challenging to put on. They need to be really snug.
Yeah.
If you're going to be hiking in them. Now, if I was just going to be walking in the neighborhood, that probably would be different.
Yeah. Because I mean, we're going up and down inclines. You're stepping on roots. It's moving
rocks,
around a lot.
So, yeah.
So I guess you would want it.
I was asking a lot.
So that's a pro tip.
Yeah.
Maybe go one size down if you're thinking about them slipping off. And, I love supporting small businesses. But the one really nice thing about Amazon is that it's easy to return stuff. So if you get one and you wear it and it starts to slip, return it and get the smaller size.
Yeah. Yeah. So I might keep the ones that I wore today, though, because, we have guests that come and visit us. And if they might.
They might want them. Yeah. You bought me the exact same pair that you have. I have yet to try them on. When we do our next hike, I will make sure that they're in the backpack.
Yeah.
And I will use those. I used a different kind today just because I forgot to bring my cleats.
They made it to the table right by the front door. They didn't make it out to the Jeep.
To the Jeep. No.
Yeah.
But one thing too I like about yours is the silicone straps.
Yeah.
On that they felt very, very sturdy.
Mm-hmm.
And they're supposedly rated to minus 40 degrees Celsius.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, sometimes rubber, if it's real cold, will start to stiffen and can break.
I'm not going to be out in minus. What was that you said?
No way we're going to be hiking in negative 40 degrees Celsius temperature.
Yeah, no.
That's insane.
That's not. I'm not now worried about the rubber that is on my feet. I'm now worried about my actual skin freezing off.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. In that colder weather, you don't want anything.
Yeah, your eyeballs would freeze.
Yeah, you wear goggles. I mean,
we're not hiking it. We're staying indoors if we're ever exposed to that.
That cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the fireplace.
So you felt like you had better footing.
I did. I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Would you recommend it?
I would, 100%.
So that's Easy to Live.
Yeah, and the number 2.
LIVE.
Yeah.
Ice cleats on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our hike this week, guys. The Spoonauger Falls Trail in Mountain Rest, South Carolina, in the Ellicott Rock Wilderness. It's a great short waterfall hike. And if you go in the winter and there's snow, it's a winter wonderland.
Yes, it's probably nice in the summer though too. You can probably stick your feet in the water. And
I think so. There wasn't a deep pool, but it was a fairly big pool underneath it that you could get your feet into.
Yeah,
that water was ice cold today. I wasn't getting in the water.
Not on purpose.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe to us in whatever podcast app you use, and be sure to leave us a review because that's how our show grows. Feel free to check out our trail photos at casualclimbers.com or on Instagram at Casual Climbers Podcast. If you have a question, comment, or just want to drop us a line, you can reach us at casualclimberspodcast@gmail.com.
So Donna, ever since your fun fact, I have not been able to stop thinking about dancing with a male deer. It's weird. I know, right? I mean, not the weirdest thing I've ever done, or thought. But it's strange, right?
I'm just glad that...
I wonder if you could, what could you do to entice a deer to dance with you? Male or female?
Breadcrumbs? I don't know.
You think breadcrumbs would be enough?
Probably not.
I'm thinking carrots, maybe?
I don't know. I don't know what deer eat.
Well, they're herbivores, so they would eat vegetables.
Okay.
And stuff, so
maybe a salad. Bring them a salad.
Bring a nice chef salad or something
mix.
like that. Spring mix? You think they'd dig a spring mix?
I mean,
all right.
Some Italian dressing or something.
Oh, I don't think they like dressing.
No?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Probably a little rough on their system.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. I'm going to start slapping a small salad in my backpack when we go hiking. If I see a deer, I'm going to ask him or her to dance.
Okay.
How do you think it's going to go?
I don't think they're going to dance with you.
The boy can dream. We'll see you out on the trail.
See you on the trail.